now we're looking at our loop and our Mobius strip. So similar to our cube and our square, which have similar shapes to them, cube is made up of different squares. The Mobius strip and the loop started off the same. They were both strips of paper. Now, the way we put them together is a little bit different. So let us explore what makes them different from each other. So again, it will probably be a good idea to use a scrap piece of paper, as we're going to color the edge of our loop first. So just drag it along the edge of your loop. And remember, just because I'm coloring it on like the side of this, I'm actually talking about this edge when I'm coloring this side right here. And this edge counts for the inside as well as the outside. So now we have one edge colored, and we continue to count how many edges we have. So now that we know a loop has two edges, let us directly compare to our Mobius strip. So for the Mobius strip, I'm going to put my marker down here and just pull. And you can keep twisting the paper as you go, that way it's not that hard to color the edge. And this is why we're using a scrap piece of paper. And would you look at that? That's where we started. Let's keep going. So we're following along the edge until we come back to where we started. And now we've completed our edge. So what do you notice? What's different about these two? Surprisingly, a Mobius strip has only one edge. What about its faces? Well, we can check that too. So let's just color the face of our loop. You can color yours in however you want. This is just how I'm doing mine. And we're just going until we come back to where we started. Now, don't mind the fact that the marker bleeds through. So we have one face. And now we have to do the inside. There's another face on the inside too. If you want to use a different color to keep it straight, I'll use this orange one for the inside. So let's continue coloring on the inner face of our loop. Okay. Now we know that our loop has one face, which is in blue, and two faces, which is in orange. So what about our Mobius strip? Let us check. So again, we're going to start with the blue, and we're going to keep going until we come back to the blue stripes that we started. Now remember, this is just where the marker is bleeding through. That's not where we started. So we still had to keep going. If you use color pencils to color in the faces of your strip and your Mobius strip, you will probably be able to see the difference between the sides a little bit clearer than the marker. But so you guys can see it easily, I'm using the marker today. And we've finally come back to where we started. So what does this tell us about a Mobius strip? This tells us that our Mobius strip has only one edge. For this portion of the video, we're going to be using our scissors. So keep in mind that if you need help with scissors, to ask a parent or guardian. So first we're going to cut our loop in half, and we're going to see what happens. So where the tape comes, I'm just going to fold it in half and cut it, and then I'll stick the scissors in that hole. Now we'll just cut along the middle. So cutting our loop in half down the middle results in two different loops. So now that we have two loops, we can see we have one side and we have our orange side, so that's two sides, and we have one of our edges, and then we also have the other edge again. So for our loop that's cut in half, we have our two edges and our two sides. So what about our Mobius strip? For the Mobius strip, we're actually going to be using a completely clean Mobius strip. So you don't have to make a completely new Mobius strip. Just keep in mind that it could get a little bit confusing. So I would recommend creating a completely new Mobius strip, but you don't have to if you don't want to. So again, we're going to take our scissors and we're going to cut straight down the middle. So I'm folding it again where the tape is, and we're just going down the middle. And would you look at that? Our Mobius strip didn't become two Mobius strips. It's still connected in one big loop. Now, how many edges does this new figure have? Well, let's find out. We're going to take our color for the edge, and we're just going to follow along the edge of this magic. And we've come back to where we started. Notice it's only on one side of our face. This side doesn't have any color. Remember, in the original Mobius strip, both sides ended up getting colored. So if we follow along this edge, and we're back to where we started. So now we can see that this Mobius strip that's cut in half has two edges. What about its faces? Let's check. So let's start off and keep going until we come back to where we started. Well, would you look at that? It would appear that we have two different sides on our Mobius strip that's cut in half. And just to confirm, let's color the other side of our cut in half Mobius strip. And now we can see that there are two different sides to this cut in half Mobius strip. Now that we've explored the Mobius strip, what kind of questions do you have? Feel free to take some time and explore the Mobius strip on your own. Thank you for completing this activity on the different properties of these four shapes.